I love a good mystery. I really do. And we've never had one in Star Wars before. I mean, we've had questions that needed answering, and they eventually got answered. But I'm talking like a traditional mystery. And wow, it works so well in Star Wars.
3 weeks later.
Aw, man. That was embarrassing. So
what kind of dumb shit did Grace say this week?
it's one of the greatest things I ever saw. I loved it.
You didn't use the new... So... Not so. What kind of dumb shit did Grace say this week?
Well, there you go. So... I like that intro. It's like
not so
how it started versus how it's going. Grace Randolph.
Well, and I gotta say about the mystery in Star Wars, the Phantom Menace. It's in the title.
Yeah,
we've never had a mystery in Star Wars before.
The first clip, I have to give credit to the person who put it together. That was little Chad that put that little blurb together. So it was funny. I was like, I'm using this. He's like, go ahead. I was like, thanks, bro. So,
but anyway, as I was saying, even known shill Grace Randolph cannot keep her sort of shilling up. I've got some stuff here behind the scenes. So obviously, this is a Grace Randolph bit. We're going to look at Grace Randolph.
I just got to say, Olaf also points out the entire mystery behind Rey and stuff like that. The Last Jedi, all that business. Like, we've never had mysteries before. What?
It was a mystery box trilogy full of no answers.
Well, this person's an idiot, so let's enjoy her stupidness.
That was embarrassing. It was real embarrassing. It was embarrassing for everybody in the show.
She looks high, just as an FYI. I've just got to say this.
I say she sounds drunk, like she had a few drinks beforehand. Like, okay, I got to do this.
She sounds really drunk, like really, like she sounds under the influence of something.
Yes.
Look at that.
Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This fucking show sucks now. What was I thinking? Why did I tell everybody this is a good show? My credibility is shot. I mean, it was already shot, but now it's really shot. I need a drink.
I think this has been a very rough month for her.
Yes. At least she got a new hairstylist, it looks like.
No.
And many pointed out after our video that this episode was her off-ramp. Because probably whatever Disney paid her didn't, or was offset by the loss in subscribers, Patreons, credibility, and everything else. So she needed an off-ramp.
Lost then
because
subscribers.
This was a losing train to be on.
She got called out by her audience for the show all along.
How many shots did it take for me to get through this episode?
I don't know, probably a few. But I mean, it just kept getting worse in the chat, right? So during the course of this blah, 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 she says she fully expects to get flamed for this one.
Oh, she has, on average, actually, she has been losing subscribers.
Yeah.
So she loses daily, not a lot, but she's losing an average of 33 subscribers a day.
And Andre did drop a video this morning where she acknowledged that
subscribers a month. So
that she knows that she's kind of acknowledges that she knows she's getting shit, right? So like she's well aware of this and she doesn't like it, but
stop fucking shilling for people then, I guess.
Right?
It's pretty simple, isn't it? Really. Anyway,
this was her rings moment, basically. I guess. Yeah.
Let's do you think we'll see Grace Randolph redemption arc in the next few years? Maybe we could bring her on here.
Oh, I would love to have her on here.
I would love her as well.
She might be hitting the point.
Yeah, but I think that can happen because she's not stupid. She's not stupid. Like her analysis.
Whoa.
All of this is sound.
Are you drunk? What do you mean she's not stupid?
How many did you have, motherfucker?
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to rephrase that a little bit. She is deeply misinformed on a number of subjects, and this functionally makes her stupid on those topics. But when it comes to how many parts of the
Even Mikey's like, "Whoa."
works, she knows what she's talking about. She knows how the industry works. She's just detached from the audience. She's the perfect insight into the mindset of Hollywood. So she has smarts for Hollywood, which makes her stupid from common people. So how does that work? That sounds better.
That's much better.
Yes.
Let's see what she's got to say anyway. And yeah, she does sound massively drunk.
Oh man, that was embarrassing. It was real embarrassing. It was embarrassing for everybody in the show, embarrassing for everybody who makes the show, and perhaps worst of all, embarrassing for all of us who have, up to this point, enjoyed the show. Support.
Man, I'm going to have to ask you to step outside of the podcast, please.
I just love this. It's like, there you have the true mindset. It's like, yeah, it was bad for those, but it was worst of all for me. Disney makes a shit show Grace Randolph most affected, because she supported it. And that was the worst of this whole ordeal. I just love how the mask slipped right there, where she's basically coming out and saying, this was really horrible for me. I've had a hell of a time, and I'm so annoyed at these people that made me suffer through this, and this is my off.
You know, I believe you, Andre. I think this might be her was it Christian Harloff? Is that who went off at that time?
Yeah, he was the one that went off the rails at one point.
I think this is her Christian Harloff moment. Now, it's not going to be as bombastic as his, because he's a different person and he's handling it a different way. She's being much more diplomatic about it, but she's sending a message with this bad review.
Yeah, indeed. And you know why she's doing it different than Christian Harloff? Because she has Hollywood smarts. Come from the outside, but Hollywood smarts. So she's doing this in a way where she gets to keep most of the bridges intact in Hollywood. And notice, well, we'll get to that later, but she did something really, really clever here to keep her relationship with the people that matter in Disney and Lucasfilm, because later on she's going to throw someone else under the bus here.
I don't know if we got that as
the main decision makers.
I don't know if we got that as a clip, mate, to be fair.
I wonder if this is less of sort of the beginning of her redemption arc and more just the beginning of a downward slide from booze into sort of glue. Like, I think she might be high on glue. She's hiding her eyes behind those glasses. Next, it'll be, be barbiturates and then just straight up heroin, and then no more Gracie.
Well, I wonder, what was it that set Campea off too? Because there was something not that long ago where he finally fell off the ship too.
And then he finally came back from that by taking shots at Grace. Some of my audience has been telling me he's been taking shots at her.
Oh, has he been? But there was something else.
The two of them hate each other.
I was going to say, there was something that set him off, though, that Disney did. I can't remember if it was Marvel or Star Wars related, where he's just like, fuck this show or fuck this movie. I can't remember what it was. He got real pissed. And it's like, okay, that's his moment.
He fell off the Star Wars bandwagon with Rise of Skywalker. And maybe
that's what it was I was thinking of. Has it been that long?
And he's been saying that Kathleen Kennedy has got to go ever since then. And in terms of Acolyte, he fell off, 3-4 episodes in. And to be fair, he also fell off the Ahsoka bandwagon really early on as well.
Maybe it was Ahsoka.
Yeah, so he's not on the Lucasfilm bandwagon at all. Like, he gives every project a chance, as he's required to do. But I don't think that he has, any kind of, ties with Disney or anything that makes him go and protect them, not the way that Grace Randolph does. And I think that what she does right here is a way where she's able to retain her relationship with Disney and trying to salvage what remains of her rep with her own audience, which has been on the way out, because she has 900,000 something subs. Good luck hitting 1 million at this rate.
No. She. So we're going to play some more in a minute anyway, because we need to get through this. But just looking at her subscriber base, she's not actually gained any more subscribers. She's She's never gained any more subscribers. She's been consistently losing subscribers since last year. This time last year. She's not gained any more subscribers since then. She's lost subscribers.
Well, you know the moment where I think she really fucked up?
Oh, language.
It messed up. The moment she really messed up to me had nothing to do with Star Wars or Disney or Marvel or any of that stuff. You know what it was? It was the Mario Brothers.
Yes.
That's where she screwed up. That was where, like, woman, you're supposed to be on the top of this stuff, and you have no idea who the most successful, well-known video game character is, and you're like, what's this thing? Is it like a furry thing? It's like, have you never played Super Mario Brothers? Like, even my dad knows stuff about Super Mario, but like, you know, like, how do you not know anything? Like, I think that's when she really, like, because her audience is probably looking at her like, woman, if you don't know any of this stuff, then why are we even listening to you? Because I think the audience realized at that moment they knew more than she did. Now, Andre's probably right. She does have some Hollywood connections and stuff like that, to where she probably knows how the industry works and she can make some good predictions and get some good info from time to time. But other than that, like, she is just the ditziest dits that I'm surprised she can string 2 words together half the time. But she's hilarious drunk, so let's keep going.
Yeah. So I'm just mapping out now. I'm looking at her monthly losses of subscribers. It's crazy how much she's losing.
Supported and defended it. But I really want to underscore, genuinely enjoyed it. You know, when I posted last night on Twitter that it was bad, some people were like, finally! You know, like, we told you. And it's like, I still stand by liking the beginning of this show. It's just, the bottom just totally fell out of it this episode. And I have a detailed breakdown of all this. It's largely writing issues. And I know that some people will be like, I said the writing was awful the whole time. I don't agree. I thought the writing felt like it was going somewhere. This to me seems unique to this episode. However, it's so bad, it's like game over for the show. Certainly for Saul. So bye, Saul, you know?
There you go. Did you see what she posted? I clipped her post. I put it up here. Let's take a look. This is what she posted.
Did you see my response?
Oh, no. Did you respond to her?
Welcome to the party, pal.
She blocked me on Twitter. I can't reply to her.
That's just, no, she doesn't like you anymore?
She blocked me before we were even doing this bit. So that's why it's free reign for me to do this bit now, because she blocked me. So I don't.
She ain't blocked me, which is surprising as hell. Because even Scott Mendelson blocked me.
We got another bit here, have we?
Yeah, it should say number 2 or whatever.
It doesn't say anything. Could you just remove the old one?
All right, let me remove both of them and put the next one in. So yeah, but it's I mean, I like to cut her a break. I really would, but you know, she doubles down on the dumb while at the same time admitting that we were right about everything. Anyway, that should be the new one.
Well, let's watch this one as well then.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just one episode left. It's clearly not going to be wrapped up. Forget in a satisfactory way. It's not going to be wrapped up probably in a way that even, you know, at least makes sense.
That's what he said.
It's just, it's bad. All right. So
there you go. It's bad. Yes. Good. Great.
It's like she's doing a character, but she's decided, I want to try and portray a really, really obnoxious person. That's the character I'm going to go for when I go on the internet. I'm going to just dial up the obnoxiousness, the annoyingness.
But Bo, it's appropriate because she's got like a wrestling meme down here. This is her moment. This is her heel turn, except she's going back to babyface. She's like, yeah, this was dumb. This might be a redemption arc. I think Andre, I think you're right, bro. I think you're right.
The other thing is, most people aren't stupid. And if you try and do this sort of thing, saying, "Oh, I think actually the writing was actually good, but now it isn't," like, who do you think you're kidding by trying to take that angle? People aren't stupid; they've got a memory, right? Even little kids, when you try and pull the wool over a little kid's eyes with stuff like that, even like a 7 or an 8-year-old won't have it, right? Often. So to try and do that to the internet. It's not going to work. No one's going to say, "Oh, yes, yeah, you are a great reviewer, Grace." After all, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, it's denial, isn't it?
So funny. Is there any more of this clip to watch, or is this done now? Culture, because you stopped this clip.
What do you mean stop it? It is stop. Just hit play.
Yes. Yeah, so is there more to watch?
Is there more?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just discuss, and I'm looking forward to hearing your comments down below. I fully expect the comment section on this video to be a real, fucking disaster, but that's okay. Whatever. Express yourselves, man.
This is why she's drunk.
Now, my biggest
biggest
takeaway from this episode is thank goodness Khmer wasn't anywhere near it. Save yourself, Khmer. Take your cortosis and run. Because Saul, as I said, just got character assassinated. Oh, so horrible.
She's kind of fun drunk. I'll admit it.
Jesus wept, man.
I bet she'd be a hoot to go out and get drunk with, but
no, she wouldn't, because you have to listen to her voice. What is wrong with you guys?
No, she's clearly the chick whose top comes off way too early in the night.
I think it does come off early in the night.
Yeah,
look,
she's a woo girl. That's what it is.
If you
Do you remember in Always Sunny in Philly, they talk about woo girls? The girl in the bar that's just going, woo! Like,
That's true. Well,
I wonder where I was going with this.
When she was younger, she was a little bit fetching, I will say. There's some photos out there. She's got some very Midwest hips that you would probably be familiar with in your neck of the woods, Tom. But hey, I'm just saying. This third clip I just grabbed randomly. It's only there's only some pertinent parts in it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but if you want to further see her ludicrousness,
they didn't seem like Jedi at all. Jedi in name only. Like, what about all the work that was done at the beginning of the show, which again I loved, to establish the Jedi's defensive style of fighting,
oh my God,
and that
she's so
they
drunk.
tried not to engage in conflict. Like that was always a last resort.
Seriously, how
totally
often
out the window here.
Much?
Not even they were defying it, but as if it had never existed. I mean, how could this be the same Saul who went one-on-one with May in episode 2, which was an incredible fight, and he was just so cool, or in Dara in episode 1? I mean, you might be like, well, this was 16 years later. They became totally different people. I mean, and these, by the way, the de-aging was good, but it wasn't that good. These weren't like a bunch of 17-year-olds or 16-year-olds who just graduated from the academy. These clearly were full-on adults. I mean, this was behavior that just was not excusable. I don't even think it would be excusable for older teenagers. I mean, really anybody. I think that behavior was inexcusable. So yes, nothing makes sense in this episode. And also, even worse, pretty much every single character motivation we saw in episode 3 turns out was misleading.
Scotch. I like scotch.
But this goes on, and I think Andre is also correct. I think she's hammered.
She's
really totally hammered.
Yeah, I don't know about your tolerance for drink, but when I sort of start slurring that badly, or just starting to repeat myself, like I'm only a couple of drinks away from vomiting.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but
well, here's the thing, and this is
proper cut when I'm like that.
Her voice is shrill. I get it. People don't like her voice, but if you actually listen to her speak, normally she talks twice as fast as this.
Yeah,
and she doesn't flub. Like she's got it all there in front of her. She knows exactly what she's like,
Just
and that's where
they're ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this you can tell she's just like, fuck it, we're going all out, guys. Yoo-hoo, the show's coming up.
That this video, this episode breakdown was published hours later than the previous ones, probably because she had to sleep out the hangover after recording it and editing it. I think this one was very, very difficult for her to do. I think that the last month has been hell for her because the audience turned on her in a way that she's not prepared for. She has briefly addressed this before, and in the video that we put out earlier today, we even have a clip of her talking about it being in the middle of a firestorm and how much that sucks. So that's an...
That's what I was referring to earlier, yeah.
And she said that a couple of weeks back, and I think that everything has been hell for her ever since then. And in every single video that she has done, about no matter what it's about, people have been grilling her over the Acolyte, giving her hell for it. So whatever Disney paid her wasn't enough to justify the loss in reputation, her audience turning on her. This was the off-ramp. Now, in terms of like any kind of redemption arc, I think more than that is going to be required, because as you can tell from this video, if you see the whole thing, because I think that this video was quite clever. Yeah, it was difficult for her to do. She probably had a little bit more drinks than usual before doing it. But her takedown, this was very well planned and executed, because you notice she keeps on talking about how good this was, how there's a future for Khmer, and you didn't have that clip here. But there's a clip in this video where she's talking about, where she highlights, these are the writers of the episode, it's their fault. So basically, she throws 3 interns under the bus here. Not Bob Iger, not Kathleen Kennedy, not even Leslie Headland. These 3 people right here. And she shows their name on screen. She blames them for that. Now this whole series is a mess. Everything was great before. Leslie Headland did nothing wrong. Kathleen Kennedy did nothing wrong. Bob Iger did nothing wrong. But in this episode, these 3 writers, they screwed everything up. Now there is no rescue possible for episode 8, no matter what happens. And now the whole series is just gone. This whole thing is done. It has no legacy because of this one episode and because of these 3 no-name intern writers. A stroke of brilliance that allows her to retain her relationship with Disney and Lucasfilm.
True.
Because she threw the right people under the bus, namely not the people in charge.
True. We got
So there won't be a redemption arc for the fans because she's still in cahoots with Disney and Lucasfilm.
Sad. I'd love to see a redemption arc. I think that Park Place would like it as well. So glad to see Grace Randolph where she belongs on the H-cast. Sadly not. We would enjoy having her here if she would come on, but alas, no. We'll move on now. We do have some